What were the Niners' biggest head scratchers this offseason? Moves that you just don't understand?
Well, we talked about one, but what about trying to get younger and cheaper and then getting rid of your younger, cheaper long snapper for a 39-year-old guy who's a little bit more expensive? Like, what was that about, man? What was that about? I'm still trying to figure it out. Tabor Pepper.
I mean, they brought in a new special teams coach who's probably like saying, I can jazz up this unit. I can make it so much better. And he's looking for ways to do that. And he says, I can get a better long snapper. It's just such a strange place to start. Like that
Yeah.
that was the one thing that was actually good with the special teams. You brought in a guy who's 9 years older.
I don't remember a time when I'm like, damn it, Tabor Pepper. Like, I can't remember an instant where he messed up a snap or did something. So it's curious to me. And then you bring in a 39-year-old guy. I mean, maybe he's fine. Like, I just don't understand that one. That one was curious. Kind of came out of nowhere for me, but not a big one.
Yeah, really, they're long snappers. I would assume that the new guy's going to be good too. I would assume. Other head scratchers. I mean, the Luke Farrell thing in general. You gave Luke Farrell almost $7 million a year on average. It's like what McKivitz makes, too. Like, this guy's not. Is he really going to play that much? Is he going to be important? You're going to throw him 10 passes this year? I don't understand letting someone like Greenlaw go and giving, not the same amount of money, but comparable money to a blocking tight end. This role isn't that important in the offense. He's Charlie Warner.
Yeah, I remember everyone on Twitter is like
Charlie Warner isn't getting paid this much money.
No one missed Charlie Warner. I don't know. My opinion.
I can't remember one Charlie Warner highlight from his entire career with the Niners. The best Charlie Warner play of his career with the Niners. I couldn't tell you what that was.
Maybe they see potential in him to be more than just a blocking tight end, is my best guess, because I've never seen a tight end who's just.
Yeah, they saw potential in Cam Latu also, though.
They did. But this is also another draft where there's a ton of really good tight ends. So it didn't make sense. Maybe they've accepted the fact that they can't draft tight ends except for George Kittle, because they've failed every time they've tried to draft another tight end. They've put a lot of draft capital into tight ends and failed every single time outside of George Kittle. So maybe it's some self-reflection, some self-awareness, and maybe that's what it is, but it still seems like a lot of money.
Yeah, I think they've really wanted to have a good blocking tight end for years, and they've just been completely incapable of finding that guy. They drafted Caden Smith. I mean, Cam Latu was a big investment. And if you remember, they drafted him right after Brock Purdy got his arm mangled in Philly in the NFC Championship game, because Kyle wanted a tight end to block Hassan Reddick on a play action pass. And instead of Kyle being like, ooh, that's on me, I won't do that anymore, he's like, no, that's our scheme. So he doubled down and spent like premium capital on a player who supposedly maybe could have been able to do that, except that he was completely awful at football. There was that. But now it's like, okay, well, let's spend a lot of money on this position so we make sure we get a guy who can block. I mean, this guy's still going to not be able to block an edge rusher.
Can I say how dumb I think it is to focus on getting a tight end that's a blocking tight end, right? Throw another tackle out there if that's what you're doing. If you just want him to block, throw out your backup tackle. Like, try to find a tight end that can do everything. That's like, in basketball, like I want to, a guy that can go to the rack, but like I want a point guard that can't shoot threes, right? I want to find a tight end that can do everything, or just throw out a tackle if you want. Throw out a jumbo package with a tackle.
That's what Ben Johnson does.
Right. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, try to find George
everyone
Kittle.
in the world knows this tight end is not a threat to catch a pass. What is the point of having him out there blocking? You could just have another offensive tackle out there blocking.
That's my
point.
Be
better. That's the same thing with Juszczyk too. Like, if all he does is if all he is a lead blocker, why don't you get a lead blocker who's like 6'1", 300 pounds, as opposed to 6'1", 240? I mean, like, neither one's a freaking threat to run the ball or catch the ball, but at least this guy, like that's what Ricard is in Baltimore. He's a fullback, but they don't give him the ball. He's just a former defensive tackle who mauls people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah, I don't understand the point of just looking for a blocking tight end. Throw out a lineman if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, they should be trying to find the most complete, well-rounded tight end that they can, and through the draft, right? That's my opinion.